Have you ever felt that the doors of prosperity seem closed before you, despite all your efforts? Have you struggled day after day, trying to advance economically, but it seems invisible forces are holding you back in a cycle of scarcity that appears impossible to break? It's no coincidence that you're listening to this prayer today in the spiritual universe. Something powerful is about to manifest in your economic life. And Saint Michael the Archangel carries the divine key that can unlock the abundant flows that are yours by spiritual right. This celestial message has reached you at a crucial moment. A time when the angels have sensed that you are ready for a profound transformation in your relationship with material abundance. The financial chains that have held you prisoner for too long are about to be broken by the flaming sword of the warrior archangel. That feeling of heaviness you experience when thinking about money, that knot in your stomach when checking your account, that constant tension accompanying every financial decision, all of this is about to dissolve like fog at sunrise. Saint Michael, the mighty prince of the celestial armies, has heard the silent cry of your heart and is descending with all his power to fight the invisible battles that have prevented you from prospering. If you feel this prayer is already touching your heart, if you sense a tremor of hope awakening within you, write in the comments, Saint Michael, unlock my prosperity, and let your faith activate the first step toward your financial liberation. This simple act of faith is like lighting a torch in the spiritual realm, signaling to Saint Michael's angels that you are ready to receive the abundance the Creator has reserved for you since the beginning of time. O glorious Saint Michael the Archangel, celestial prince of divine armies, you who carry the sword of light capable of cutting every invisible chain, I turn to you in this moment of profound need. Your majestic presence fills the heavens. Your name makes darkness tremble. Your gaze penetrates every illusion. You who defeated Lucifer and his rebel angels. You who cast the ancient serpent into the depths. You who stand at the right hand of the Almighty as his trusted warrior. Come now with the same divine power to free my financial life from every blockage, curse, and limitation. Your golden armor reflects the divine light that no darkness can overcome. Your mighty wings cross the veil between worlds in a heartbeat. Your flaming sword cuts through illusions like lightning through a stormy night. It is with this same celestial authority that I invoke you today, Saint Michael, for a liberation that goes beyond the surface of things, to the spiritual roots of my economic situation. O mighty Archangel, you who are called He who is like God, I know that no force in the universe can resist when you decree a liberation. When you raise your sword, darkness flees. When you deploy your shield, no evil dart can penetrate. With this same divine authority, I pray for you to intervene in the invisible dimension that influences my material prosperity. Saint Michael, I know you see beyond the material veil and understand that many of my economic difficulties arise not only from visible circumstances, but from deep and ancient spiritual blockages that prevent the natural flow of abundance in my life. Your eyes of celestial fire penetrate the invisible dimensions where the true causes of mine reign. Financial stagnation nest where I see only insufficient numbers in a bank account. You see intricate energy networks, karmic knots, ancestral influences, and repetitive patterns that keep me imprisoned in cycles of scarcity. With your luminous sword, sharpened by eternity and tempered in the furnace of divine truth, I pray you cut every negative tie that restrains my finances, those dark threads that seem to pull down every attempt I make to elevate myself economically. Sever with surgical precision every karmic knot that limits my ability to receive, those energetic tangles formed by past oaths, forgotten promises, vows of poverty pronounced in other lives, or misinterpreted spiritual commitments that still bind my soul. I beseech you, valiant celestial warrior, to plunge your blade of light into every generational curse that has followed my family in the field of money and opportunity, those repetitive patterns of failure, those sentences pronounced by distant ancestors, those toxic family dynamics silently passed down from generation to generation, like an invisible inheritance of limitation. Cut the ties with every limiting belief absorbed in childhood. Every negative message about money repeated it until it became unquestioned truth in my mind. Every financial trauma that has left scars on my psyche and still conditions my economic decisions, your sword knows no resistance. Saint Michael, it can penetrate the thickest armor of illusion, dissolve the oldest chains of limitation, sever even the most tenacious ties to a past of scarcity. Wield this divine blade today in my life, cutting with supernatural precision everything that no longer serves my highest good in the realm of material prosperity. Archangel of fire and determination, you who stand at the Creator's right hand, intercede so that the doors of celestial treasures open above me. Guide toward me the divine opportunities that have already been prepared, but which I cannot see or grasp. Because of the mists of uncertainty and fear, illuminate my path to prosperity with your divine flame, burning away every residue of mental and spiritual poverty that still binds me. Saint Michael, you who weigh souls on the scale of divine justice, help me understand that abundance is my spiritual right when lived in harmony with divine laws. Dispel from me any sense of guilt related to money, any limiting belief that whispers to me that spirituality and prosperity cannot coexist. Teach me that true wealth is a divine energy meant to flow, not stagnate, and that I can be a blessed channel of this energy for my good and for those around me. Mighty celestial warrior, with your golden spear pierce every wall of resistance I have unconsciously built around my prosperity. Touch with your divine energy every area of my life where money is blocked. Stalled investments, persistent debts, insufficient wages, stagnant business, unrecognized talents. Awaken in these areas the vibration of abundance that is the true nature of the universe, created by God. Saint Michael Archangel, you who command the celestial legions, send your angels of prosperity to surround my home, my business, my work, my every project. May these divine messengers open paths of opportunity where before I saw only dead ends. Transform obstacles into steps upward. Convert my ideas into prosperous realities. I invoke your protection, Saint Michael, against any envious energy that might seek to sabotage my financial ascent. I know that when light begins to shine, darkness seeks to extinguish it. Be my shield against every form of evil eye, jealousy, or negative energy directed toward my material well-being. May your mantle of protection wrap around every aspect of my economic life, preserving it from harmful influences. O Prince of the Celestial Armies, help me recognize and value the gifts and talents the Creator has placed in me as seeds of prosperity. Give me the courage to invest them, the wisdom to cultivate them, and the constancy to see them bear fruit. Release in me that divine spark of creativity that can transform even the most difficult situation into an opportunity for abundance. Saint Michael, you who are master of divine strategy, inspire my mind with brilliant ideas, innovative solutions, expanded visions for my financial life. Whisper to my intuition the right moves to make in the labyrinth of economic decisions. Guide me toward the people, situations, and information that can catalyze my quantum leap toward a new dimension of prosperity. Archangel of liberation, I pray you break every chain of scarcity that still binds me to the past. Help me let go of painful memories of deprivation, traumatic experiences related to money, failures that still weigh on my confidence. With your sword of truth, cut these ties so that I may walk lightly toward the prosperous future that awaits me. Saint Michael, you who see the complete map of my destiny, guide my steps through the labyrinth of the modern economy. Illuminate my path toward wise decisions, fruitful investments, advantageous collaborations, and opportunities that multiply my resources instead of draining them. Saint Michael, who knows the value of eternal things, help me use money as a tool for good, not as an end in itself. Teach me the generosity that multiplies abundance, the sharing that expands prosperity, the circulation that keeps the energy of wealth alive. Archangel of radiant light, dissolve with your splendor every shadow of doubt that prevents me from seeing myself as a prosperous being. Remove the veil of illusion that makes me believe I am unworthy of abundance. Restore in me the original vision that the Creator has of me, a being destined to live in abundance in all aspects, including the material Saint Michael, who frees prisoners. Break the invisible chains of my limiting mindset regarding money, free my earning potential from self-imposed restrictions, inherited beliefs, social conditioning that has made me believe that prosperity was not for me or was somehow wrong. Mighty Archangel, like a spiritual surgeon, extract from my psyche every seed of financial self-sabotage. Remove those parts of me that unconsciously fear success, that feel uncomfortable with abundance, that sabotage opportunities when they come too close. Heal these deep wounds so that I can finally allow myself to prosper without inner restraints. Saint Michael, master of discernment, sharpen my ability to recognize true opportunities for abundance among the many distractions and false promises. Give me eyes to see the genuine seeds of prosperity that deserve to be cultivated with my time, energy, and current resources. Glorious guardian of light, be my guide through the dark moments of financial doubt. When the path seems uncertain and resources scarce, may your celestial light always show me the next step to take. Even when I cannot see the entire path to the prosperity, I desire Saint Michael, who commands the forces of nature, direct toward me the favorable winds of the economy, the positive currents of the market. The beneficial tides of global abundance position me at the exact point where these forces converge to create a vortex of prosperity that rapidly elevates my financial situation. Archangel of fall, divine providence, awaken in me the awareness that I live in an infinitely abundant universe, where there is no real scarcity but only perception of limitation. Tune my consciousness to this cosmic truth, so that I may naturally draw upon the unlimited resources that are my divine birthright. Saint Michael, holder of the keys of destiny, open before me the doors of prosperity that have remained closed for too long. Unlock the secret passages to those treasure chambers that the Creator has prepared for me since the beginning of time. Guide me through these open doors toward a new dimension of material abundance. Mighty warrior of light, fight by my side in the daily battle against scarcity, against limitations, against negative appearances. Lend me your sword of truth when my faith wavers, your shield of protection when circumstances seem to overwhelm me, your divine strength when my determination weakens. Saint Michael Archangel, you who see the end from the beginning, show me the complete picture of my financial destiny. Help me understand that what today seems an obstacle might actually be a preparation for greater prosperity, that a delay might be a protection, that a loss might be a necessary realignment toward a superior gain. Majestic Prince of eternal light, illuminate the dark areas of my financial life that I am too afraid to face. Hidden debts, irrational expenses, self-destructive patterns with money, with gentleness but firmness. Guide me to bring these shadows into the light of awareness, where they can be transformed. Saint Michael, guardian of divine wisdom, infuse me with the practical knowledge necessary to prosper in the material world without compromising my spiritual values. Teach me the art of being in the world, but not of the world. Even in financial matters, of using money without being used by it, of possessing goods without being possessed by them. Archangel of truth and justice, re-establish in my life the divine flow of giving and receiving that has been interrupted. Heal any imbalance in my relationship with money, any blockage in the natural cycle of abundance that should flow through me, not just toward me. Saint Michael, who sees beyond the veil of illusion, help me recognize true wealth in all its forms, not just as money. Show me how health, relationships, creativity, inner peace are integral parts of true prosperity, and how I can cultivate a holistic abundance that nourishes all aspects of my being. Mighty liberator, dissolve any unconscious oath of poverty I might have made in this life or past lives. Nullify any vow of material renunciation that no longer serves my highest good. Free me from misinterpreted spiritual promises that made me believe spirituality and prosperity were incompatible. Saint Michael, bearer of the divine flame, kindle in me the sacred fire of inspiration that can transform ideas into tangible wealth. Sustain this flame through the winds of doubt and storms of uncertainty, so that it may illuminate my path toward the concrete manifestation of my financial dreams. Archangel of divine transformation, transmute every aspect of my consciousness that resists abundance. Convert my scarcity mindset into an abundance mindset. My financial fears into divine trust. My self-imposed limits into infinite possibilities. Saint Michael, guardian of cosmic cycles, align my life with the natural rhythms of prosperity. Sowing, growth, harvest, rest. Renewal, teach me to recognize which phase I am in and how to work with it rather than against it. Accepting that each phase has its purpose in the great cycle of abundance. Glorious protector, defend my material rights in the visible and invisible world where I have been robbed of my value. Help me reclaim it. Where my blessings have been blocked, help me release them. Where my prosperity has been diverted, help me redirect it toward me. Saint Michael, Archangel, Prince of Celestial Light, I thank you from the depths of my heart for having listened to this prayer. I know that in the very moment I began to invoke you, you had already set in motion the spiritual forces necessary for my financial liberation. I feel that something profound is already changing in the energetic fabric of my economic reality. It's as if a fresh breeze had begun to blow in rooms that had remained closed and suffocating for too long. I am grateful to you, magnificent Archangel, for the powerful and immediate protection you extend over my material life. For the ancient and tenacious blocks you have already begun to remove with your celestial strength. For the massive and rusted doors you have begun to open with your divine keys. I can almost hear the sound of chains falling, of locks unlocking, of barriers dissolving in the invisible realm that governs my financial reality. I welcome with anticipatory gratitude the financial miracles that will now flow into my existence through visible and invisible channels. Like a river that, freed from a dam, returns to flow with renewed power toward its natural destination, I solemnly commit before you and the celestial hosts that accompany you to walk in active and conscious partnership with you on this journey toward divine abundance. To do my part with diligence and courage while you do yours with supernatural power. To remain open and attentive to the signs, dreams, intuitions, and synchronicities you will send me as luminous indications on the path I promise to use the prosperity I will receive, not as a treasure to selfishly accumulate, not as an end in itself, but as a powerful means, as an instrument of light to elevate my life and to bless others who, like me now, are struggling in the darkness of scarcity. Saint Michael, as the last words of this prayer cross my lips, I feel that something powerful and irreversible has already manifested in the spiritual realm and is beginning to materialize in my tangible reality. Like a divine seed planted in the fertile ground of my faith, your sword of light, sharper than any earthly blade, has cut with surgical precision karmic ties, energy blocks, and spiritual chains that I could not see but could feel through their oppressive weight in my economic life. Your impenetrable shield, stronger than any human defense, has created a sacred and protected space around my material existence, a zone of grace where new seeds of abundance can germinate safely. Sheltered from the storms of uncertainty and the icy winds of doubt, I will continue to invoke your majestic and powerful presence in my financial life every day. With the devotion of a warrior toward his general, with the trust of a child toward a protective father, knowing that every dawn that rises under your vigilant protection is a brighter dawn. Every step I take under your guidance is a more secure step. Every day that passes under your celestial gaze is a day closer to the full manifestation of the abundant and joyful prosperity that is mine by divine birthright. Mighty Archangel of 1,000 names and infinite manifestations of glory, and I deeply honor you as my tireless defender, as my celestial general, as my divine ally on the path toward a destiny of unlimited abundance that already unfolds before me like a golden horizon at the dawn of a new day. Your light has illuminated the path. Your strength has opened the way. Your protection will accompany me at every step toward that material fullness, which is the earthly reflection of the spiritual fullness that the Creator desires for all His children in your glorious name. Saint Michael Archangel, Prince of the Celestial Armies, protector of the righteous, liberator of the oppressed, warrior of eternal light. I now welcome with an open heart and infinite gratitude the new reality of abundance that you have already established for me in the higher realms, and that now, moment by moment, breath by breath, is manifesting in the earthly dimension of my daily existence. If this prayer has touched your soul, know that something powerful has already begun to move in the spiritual world, but your journey of blessings is just beginning. The next prayer, which is appearing on your screen right now, might be the next step to unlock even more victories in your life. Click and continue to receive what heaven has prepared for you. Your financial liberation is only beginning, and Saint Michael Archangel will continue to guide you toward heights of prosperity you have not yet imagined.